Hey everyone, welcome to the Mae Cave. My name is Megan, and today I'm bringing you a book review. So the book I have is The Afghan Wife by Cindy Davies. It is an ebook that I won from Library Thing and Cindy Davies, the author, and I got it from booksprout.com for the ebook portion of it. So obviously I have the picture here. I don't have a physical copy with me. So I'd like to first thank the Library Thing and Cindy Davies for giving me this free copy in exchange for my honest opinion and review. So let's just get into it. I did overall enjoy the book. It is set in Iran during the Iranian Revolution in 1979. That is when they went from a monarchy and the current regime got overthrown, and Sharia law came into play. So it's actually centered around an Afghan woman named Zara and her family. So she is married, and her husband's name is Mahmoud. I'm so sorry if I butcher these names. I have no idea how to say them. And her son's name is Ahmad. And then her cousin, Farzun, comes to them and says, hey, we need to leave. And he whisks them away to Iran. And there in Iran, he's actually got himself within the opposition to the new regime. And he's fighting back violently against them, doing all these stupid things. And she's stuck with them. It's her cousin, her only family. She can't just leave him. And she's stuck with him. And so it goes from there. And she's also ran into again this guy that she loved when she was younger named Karim, and they start to kind of fall for each other again, and there's a whole love story with them as she's dealing with her cousin, and her cousin is doing all these things with his friends and opposing the new regime, and of course the regime is probably kind of catching on, and there's a lot of issues, and it's a really interesting book. So the pros for this book, I enjoyed the overall storyline. I've never read a book in this setting before, either in Iran or during the revolution, so it's very new to me. It's very eye-opening to what exactly happened in that time frame, which I'd only ever heard of the Iranian Revolution and didn't even know when it happened. So I do love that part about the story, being able to see into the lives of people at that time. So I really enjoyed that. Zara as a character, I really enjoyed her character. Her son was really cute. I did like all the characters overall, except for Farzun, and I'll talk about that in my cons. So the storyline and the characters I did enjoy, but there were some things I did not enjoy about the book. So first off was Farzun, her cousin. I didn't like him at all. He was very annoying, he's very pushy, he never told Zara what was going on. He just expected her to follow his law, or not his law, but follow what he's saying, and he kept saying, I'm doing this for you, I'm doing this is for the betterment of the country, and for you, and for me, and honestly, I really got tired of him really quickly. And then I didn't care too terribly much for the love story in this book. I mean, I get it. Zara's husband was a very abusive prick, and I hated him. But the connection between her and Karim was very tenuous at best. They had met 10 years ago when she was right before she got married, and she had a crush on him then, but nothing ever came from it because they both went their separate ways. 10 years later, here they are, and they're starting to fall for each other again, but this is only over the span of 2 months, and they're immediately falling in love with each other. It's this instant love. I mean, yeah, there was that 10 years ago thing, but that's nominal, and she does have a very abusive husband, so I can see why she wants to get away from that. But the love was just so quick. It's within the span of those 2 months. That's from the beginning of the book to the end of the book, or not even that, that's just the 2 months that she was in Iran seeing Karim to the end of the book. And it was just, oh, I love you, we're meant for each other, body and soul, and all these kinds of things, even though it was kind of in secret because she's a married woman and that kind of thing. But it didn't sit well with me. I don't know, obviously, everything about their culture, so I can't say if any of the culture had in a play of what they were doing. I mean, they wouldn't have, premarital sex or anything, but it just was so insta-love that I was kind of having a hard time with it, and it did play a lot into the story. And I don't mind the love story being there, but I was more interested in the situation that they were in and how they were going to get out of it than I was in the love story. So the love story is a bit too much for me. I'm sure other people enjoyed it. The book does have a lot of good 5-star reviews on Goodreads, so maybe it's just me and I'm just not into the love story as much as other people are. It just didn't sit that well with me. And then my final con is that the ending was very abrupt. You have all these, the book comes to these things and all these things are happening, and then you have a few big things at the end, and then the last chapter is kind of wrapping things up, and then it ends, and I'm thinking, oh, wait a minute, where's the rest of it? I did find out today, though, that there is actually going to be a sequel, so that helps. That's why, I guess that's probably why the ending was the way it was, because there is going to be a sequel, which she is working on currently, the author, so I don't know when that's going to be out. But I am going to give the sequel a chance. I'll probably pick up the sequel when it comes out and see how it compares to the first book and where the story goes from there. But the ending itself, I think there still could have been a little more to the ending, just because there really is no way to know that there's a sequel unless you go to the author's website, which is what I did, because when I won the book, she sent an email saying, thank you so much for your interest, here's the link to get your copy, yada yada yada. If you are interested in knowing about me or how I came to write this book, here's my website. So today I decided to go check out the website, and on there, on the part about her, she actually talks about writing the sequel, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, so there's a sequel, that kind of helps with the ending. But everywhere else, it doesn't say that there's going to be a sequel, so you think it's a standalone. So as a standalone, thinking that, the ending was very abrupt, and even knowing that there's a sequel, I feel like there could have been a little more to the ending. But I am glad that there will be a sequel, and I do want to pick up the sequel. So overall, I definitely recommend this book if you are interested in that kind of setting or that kind of plot line. It is really good overall. I do give it 3.5 stars, and it is definitely one that I want to read the sequel to, if that tells you anything. So I guess that is it, all I have to say about this book. It is a good book. I recommend it. Thank you guys so much for listening to me blab on. And if you have anything you want to tell me, of course, the comment section is always there. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.